Coming to you live from Carson City, from just over those mountains, it's the 10 Point Podcast. Howdy, partner. My name is Bruce, and I'm like a wild horse. You could tame me. You could put oats in the pen, and I'll come for a nibble every day. But the minute you shut that gate, I'll jump the fence, and you'll never see me again. Out on the plains with me this week, all hail the princess. It's Chris with a pint of lager in his face.
Right,
You talk too much.
And secondly, he doesn't know karate, but he knows crazy. It's Andy.
I'll take that. That's a very good one.
We are the 10 Point Podcast. You can find us all over the internet reviewing films on basically a weekly basis. Google 10 Point Podcast, you'll find any one of the outlets. You can find us on all your favorite podcast apps, YouTube, Spotify. You get video versions as well, where you can see us talking, basically, with silly backgrounds behind us. And Chris, like, drinking lager out of a can when I'm trying to introduce him and all that
And
sort of
always
stuff.
spilling over his face.
Usually spit takes and all that sort of stuff as well. And then his internet shutting out and shouting at
Fingers
his kids.
crossed I'm going to be here all week, all night.
Yes, we'll see. Generally, just type 10 Point Podcast into the internet. You will find us. 10pointpodcast.com is the most direct way to find us and everything. You can contact us there too. We want to hear from you. We want to hear if you get any business opportunities for us. Just let us know over there.
We'll go to Dubai if you want.
Very much welcome. we'll do some Middle Eastern, what's it called, appearances. For
well, everybody's doing like Saudi Arabia like that, so we're happy to go out. Saudi Prince wants to do a live podcast. We'll do a live podcast for Saudi Prince.
Absolutely. It depends what kind of film he wants us to watch, I guess. Really, I don't know. Because Andy doesn't do foreign films, so he wants to make us watch a Saudi Arabian film. I doubt we'll watch that. That's the thing. So
yeah,
if it's English dubbed quite well, I might watch it.
No, because I'll probably end up going to Dubai and not getting back out of Dubai because I'll probably slack off the culture by accident.
You'll do something about it wrong by accident, exactly.
I can't do it because I need my spinach before a podcast, and I can't drink over there.
Well, you can drink in as long as we've recorded.
Literally meant spinach.
Spinach. We can record in a non-public area. We're fine. Tourist area. We're fine.
Exactly, yeah. That was quite a deviation. I don't know how I managed that. Before we get on to the actual point of the podcast, we'll continue to deviate further and ask everybody what the highlight of the week was. I don't know if anybody come up with it. I'll lead off. I'll just start with my highlight and you guys can think. I watched The Shining full version finally. Long-time listeners of the podcast will know that there was a gag from like 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, you were the biggest Shining fan podcast. Blah, blah. I've drunk too much. Yeah, you were the biggest Shining fan ever and didn't know half the film existed.
I hadn't seen the whole thing. Yeah, I'd only seen a shortened version. I've now seen the full version, and I can 100% confirm that I much prefer the shorter version. And that's why I think it's perfect.
That's why me and Chris were getting so confused when you were saying things. I was like, no, they explained that, and then no, that bit is because over there. That was so convoluted.
The major problem I had with it was so long to actually get to the hotel, percentage-wise, compared to what I'd seen. Like,
because you didn't know he was that bad at that, did you? Me and Chris had this whole, he was a proper dick straight away.
Danny never had a seizure in the film I'd seen, so there wasn't a doctor coming to the house and having this whole conversation with Wendy and all this. Like, literally, they get in the car and they're off, and they're there. Like, it's a great film when you take out half an hour of it, or whatever it was. But the Shining, I still love it. Once it gets going, it's still great. But I prefer my DVD from like 2001 or whatever it came out. I'm gonna keep watching that. Yeah. And my actual highlight of the week is they've got me hooked with the MCU again. Loki episode 5 coming into this final episode of Loki season 2. I'm in on it. I'm ready. I'm prepared. I'm going to get up sharp tomorrow morning from the date of recording to watch it. I'm back in. I might ignore the Marvels, but whatever Loki is setting up for Beyond the Marvels, I'm excited, and I hope to actually do something, I don't know, productive, something, I don't know, that projects it forward a bit more, propels it forward from where they're going, because I like what they've done.
What's after the Marvels?
Yes.
Deadpool looks like.
Deadpool, they're forcing Echo out in one day on Disney Plus, which has got people worried. But that looks like it's going to be great, to be honest, Echo. But concerning that it's all getting dropped on one day. But yeah, I don't actually know. Is Deadpool the next movie that's coming out? I think it is, isn't it?
Well, we know. I think it was
production.
announced randomly in the podcast where I said Robbie Downey Jr. has officially signed a contract, which he has officially signed a contract.
Oh, really? Has he? Okay.
Him and Scarlett Johansson have signed on there. Apparently, they're going to do the Avengers Secret Wars.
Secret Wars is going to be a big one.
But apparently, it's going to be led by Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's going to flip back to the OG. And apparently, Chris Evans is been seen at Marvel Towers as well. So I think they realized, as Chris hated the episode, because that's my highlight of the week, is the new South Park episode / film,
Right,
the Pandaverse. Because oh
Uh-huh.
my god, it's all about Kathleen Kennedy and Disney and Cartman's issues on it, and it is the best TV I've seen in a long time. Chris hated it. I don't know why.
It feels like it's suited for you, Andy. I've not seen it yet, but what I've perceived about it,
basically the whole gag is Kathleen Kennedy is like her way of making movies is make them gay and put a chick in it.
Yeah.
And
that's a quote, is it? Right,
that is literally what Cartman constantly says, and it's just like, and then it's like got Kathleen Kennedy there, and then like it's like, oh, this soup's a bit bland. What we need is a chick and make them gay. And it's like, but we can't do that to soup. Just do it; it'll sell.
But yes, Loki's got me excited, and the buzz around the end of Gen V has got me back on the boys bandwagon.
I still need to watch that.
So I'm going to do the entire boys and Gen V leading up to the new season, which is next year at some point, isn't it?
Well, the strike's over now, so things are going to come out again.
By the way, Bruce.
Pardon, what's that? Sorry?
Season 3, the first episode is going to blow your mind.
Oh no, I've seen all of the boys. I haven't seen Gen V.
All right, okay.
I have seen, but I'm forcing Jade to watch it because she's only seen dribs and drabs and bits and pieces.
Gen V episode 1 blows my mind. Didn't see that coming.
I haven't seen it.
But that's me. The major superhero people are getting me back involved again, unfortunately. So, and I'm really looking for. I am such a nerd. I'm getting this new MCU book that explains the timeline. I'm going to get that and work out where everything fits together.
Until they change it, because the multiversal that book will be obsolete already.
And then I'll buy another one. Yeah, exactly. Andy, what was your highlight of the week?
Wrexham. What a season! It's just everything's Wrexham. It is the best football thing I've ever seen in my life. I know the outcome, but I'm still like, are they going to do it? It's like, oh, they did it. It's just like, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
How far through the season are they at the moment? Like, where are they in time?
They've got one more game to play.
Right, and that so it's right near the end of the show season as well, then, is it? Right, okay.
I presume so, but yeah. They keep doing these lots of filler episodes. So like, if you get an episode about like something that's nothing to do with football, you always get another episode, whereas last week was only one episode because it was all about football.
Right.
Whereas this episode starts with Ryan Reynolds and his family and his dad, how his dad was a dick to him, and then Mac having two mums as like a mum and dad, but it was two mums, just like how it is in sunny Philadelphia.
Has Ryan Reynolds been able to promote the Wrexham TV show when he's been striking? Because he's not actually acting in it. You know? It's just his business that is running, and there happens to be a documentary. I wonder. I've not seen it, but I remember during the first season, they were everywhere, the two of them. I feel like this year they've not been everywhere, so it's really weird. It's like, but it's not. He's not acting. He's not performing. He's telling his life story.
They've been doing a lot more promo in that thing than I've ever seen, and obviously then the new was it thingy advert, Marks and Spencer's advert.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I didn't know that. Right. Okay.
Yeah, Robin Reiner and that. So they must be Marks and Spencer's must be doing the catering for Wrexham. But the whole episode was brilliant, and then it was like the last three matches, and then the Sunny in Philadelphia crew went to watch one of the games, and it's just it even had Charlie Day crying. I had me crying. Wow, it was just emotional.
Oh.
What a football match! I watched it as well. I watched it like last year.
You watched it, right? Yeah.
But I was watching it again. I was just like, oh my god, it's getting me every time. It's so good.
Unbelievable games that season.
I love the dramatization that they do. It gets you in the feels.
But
it could be a game where they absolutely annihilate somebody 6-0, and it's like, oh my god, there's so much.
There's still a story behind it, yeah.
But it is saying something when the best telly is just a documentary about a football team at the moment. That's where we're at.
A football team in the 5th tier of English football, like non-league stuff. Right, Chris, what was your highlight of the week before we crack on?
We watched Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, the new Honor Among Thieves? Is that what it's called?
I liked it.
It's quite good. The whole reason I want to watch it is because Nicola's brother said there was a fat dragon, and the kids wanted to see the fat dragon.
There's a fat dragon in it.
For like a minute. So we watched this like 2-hour film because of a fat dragon. But it's good.
It looked like it wasn't going to be bad, and then I haven't actually ever got around to watching it.
It's like by no means like I don't know the Dungeons and Dragons ins and outs lore. I got the little cameos, like I was aware of the cameos they do. There's a bit in near the end, but as a story, just a standalone film, it's just like something different. I really enjoyed it.
You say standalone film, you mean the Star Trek Upon You franchise? I imagine was that successful? Will they get more?
I don't know. It seemed pretty successful, but it just fucking literally died on his arse afterwards. It's just like silence.
No buzz afterwards.
Yeah. But yeah, I
yeah.
enjoyed it when it came out.
Yeah,
You can do worse than not being slagged.
Yeah.
There we go. What's the highlights this week then? Right. On to point one on the 10-point podcast this week. What is the point? The 2000 action-adventure comedy western, Shanghai Noon. Written by the team of Alfred Goff and Miles Miller, who I absolutely do not recognise their names. It's like, oh, that's who wrote it. Dig deep, they're a writing team that have written and created such things as Lethal Weapon 4, which wrote that obviously, Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights. They created the Smallville television show. They wrote Spider-Man 2, like one of the best, if not the best, Spider-Man movie. I Am Number 4, which is a bit of an unsuccessful action movie, but they also created the Wednesday television series on Netflix.
There you go, look at that.
So I imagine they're making bucket loads of cash just off that at the moment, never mind everything else they did. But yeah, I did not know these people at all, and they're behind all those things. So they are behind the Shanghai Noon and Nights, I guess you call it a series. The film is directed by Tom Day, famous for directing Shanghai Noon, Showtime, Failure to Launch, and Wedding Season, and that's basically it. Poor old Tom Day. I think this might have been his peak out of the things that he directed. So we'll move on to the stars of the film. But at the top three, the first two came before the title card came up. Our main star as Chong Wang, Jackie Chan. Very hard for me to say famous for because I don't know very much about Jackie Chan, but according to the internet, famous for Police Story seems to be a big Western breakout. Before that, he was in many, many Far Eastern films. Rumble in the Bronx, Who Am I?, Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3, Shanghai Noon and Nights, Kung Fu Panda 1 to 3, and also in 4, which is coming out next year. He was in the Karate Kid 2010 reboot, and he played Splinter in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. And that film has mutant twice in the title of it, which is quite funny. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, brand new one. Any major Jackie Chan films I've missed out there? I don't really know Jackie Chan too well.
Pretty covered.
Cool.
Police Story is a good one if you've never seen it. It's a banger.
Never seen it. No, that was the big Jackie Chan thing. I could tell that, and then Rush Hour obviously was
the only bad thing is he literally doesn't speak a lick of. Well, he tries to speak English. I mean, he's never been great at English in any of his films, but
yeah,
that one is pretty cringy. But the action in it is amazing.
Good. Co-star as Roy O'Bannon, Owen Wilson. Famous for his breakout was Bottle Rocket. It's not famous for his nose. His breakout was Bottle Rocket. The first Wes Anderson film was where he first broke out. But then a massive, I don't know, abundance of random and good and successful and big and bad and whatever you want to call it. But things like Anaconda, Armageddon,
amazing.
Shanghai Noon, Meet the Parents, Zoolander, which to me, that's the Owen Wilson role where Owen Wilson became Owen
Armageddon.
Armageddon, yeah. Zoolander, The Royal Tenenbaums, Behind Enemy Lines, Shanghai Nights, Starsky and Hutch, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou was one of his biggest Wes Anderson roles, and then he's basically been in every Wes Anderson film since then, and also most of them before then as well. Wedding Crashers is probably his big successful film. He's in The Night at the Museums, but even looking at IMDb, I couldn't work out how many there are, but he's in them. Cars 1, 2, and 3, which probably maybe makes him as much money as anything.
Yep.
And very recently, and the reason Andy picked it, he's in the Loki television series as Mobius. He's very popular. He's very hot right now.
He is hot property.
He is hot right now. And our third star, the first person after the title card, comes up as Princess Pepe, Lucy Liu. We've covered her in depth before, so check out Lucky Number 11 for that. But she's famous for Charlie's Angels, Chicago, and Kill Bill. Is where Lucy Liu is famous for. Any arguments there? I don't know. To me, it's Kill Bill, really. Shanghai Noon, on a budget of $55 million, it opened in America to just $15.5 million in the year 2000. Yeah, which normally by that time, hype was ahead of the movies. Final US gross, it turned a tiny profit because it was $57 million on home soil. Worldwide, $99 million, which seems to have been enough to get it a sequel, which, I mean, it's cutting it fine, I think. A massive film with a $55 million budget only taking in 44 million more than that.
Sometimes art, you can't put a price on art.
Exactly, fair point. Released 26th of May, the year 2000, a year after Man United won the treble. That was in America. It released the 25th of August 2000 in the United Kingdom. That all meant it eligible for the 2001 awards season.
I reckon a Lord of the Rings fucking is coming here.
Good shout. but it didn't actually make any nominations at the Oscars, Razzies, MTVs, or Saturn Awards.
Bastards.
So all of our major awards, none of them acknowledged in any way Shanghai Noon. Other awards, however, the only award win it got, the singular win it got, was Lucy Liu. She won favorite supporting actress in the action category at the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards. That was the only win it got. And to be honest, I can't imagine it's just for this film, but I couldn't find any evidence of it being like her year she had in 2000 was why she got it. Because I don't think Charlie's Angels is even out yet. Like, it seems early for Charlie's Angels. So the film also had 4 losing nominations at the World Stunt Awards.
What?
Losing out at that. I know exactly. It was, I did not write it down and it escapes me now what films pipped it to it, but it wasn't Lord of the Rings either. It was something else. Got 2 awards and then something really surprising.
Like, if there's a stunt award and Jackie Chan's been in a movie that year, instantly Jackie Chan just wins. That should be a rule.
I think it might have been in the unique stunt category. It was nominated twice, the film, and it still lost to something else.
Gone bullshit.
Yeah. Only 1 award, and it was Lucy Liu that won it. Synopsis for Shanghai Noon, brought to us by presumably some sort of robot by the name of N2XFYLS.
Yeah,
because that doesn't spell anything. Like
a robot.
Yeah, so a robot is giving us this. A 19th century Western, Chon Wang is a clumsy imperial guard to the Emperor of China. When Princess Pei Pei is kidnapped from the Forbidden City, Wang, it sounds weird calling him just Wang, it calls him Chon the whole time. Chon feels personally responsible and insists on joining the guard sent to rescue the princess, who has been whisked away to the United States. In Nevada, and hot on the trail of the kidnappers, Wang is separated from the group and soon finds himself an unlikely partner with Roy O'Bannon, a small-time robber with delusions of grandeur. Together, the two forge onto one misadventure after another, and that is where the robot.
That was definitely a robot.
A robot. Just read the back of the DVD. I think who picked Shanghai Noon? It was Andy. Andy, why have you picked Shanghai Noon?
Because I seem to have a secret love of Western films, even though I'm not a fan of Westerns.
You would say I don't like Westerns, but then you probably
I find obscure Westerns. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, Jackie Chan. That was why I needed to do a Jackie Chan film, and I could have like played story, but I needed to kind of cover some bases that I know you guys would like, because I've been trying to get in your heads, and Bruce just hates everything as class.
I like everything that's class, do I? Fair enough. Had we seen it before? I have definitely never seen the film before, but I absolutely have seen like a documentary series about stunts, because I've seen 2 or 3 of the stunts like explained to me, and I've got some sort of memory unlocked in my head where like a Channel 5 like weekly show about movie stunts I must have seen or something like that. And I've seen him running around on the train with explosions. I've seen him climbing like the ladders in the bell tower. I've seen all these sort of
I've seen that one before.
Had you seen the film, Chris?
No, I hadn't seen the film, but I'd seen that thing being discussed before for some reason.
Yeah, so we must have watched the same stunt show. Which channel will we find it on, Andy, since you're the only one that's seen it?
ITV.
ITV? It feels very BBC at Christmas. You know, I can feel it being, it's not a Christmas movie.
I was going to say Channel 4 specifically, not like Film 4.
Oh, we're never going to agree now.
I just think we come up with all the terrestrial channels every week when we do it. Now, which version? There is only one version, except for censored language for TV broadcasts with the edit about the swearing. But other than that, it's the same film all over. On to point 2.
Can I just make a point where I paid good money on Amazon and they fucked me with bad subtitles? Just FYI.
Me too. Me too.
And then the kicker was I found my DVD straight after it. I paid
the shambles.
£2.50 to watch some bad subtitles from Amazon.
The guy who programmed the subtitles didn't realize that there were, is it hard coded, Andy?
Hard coded subtitles,
on the film, but then Amazon still puts the translated subtitles for foreign languages on it anyway.
On top of it, so it was really hard to read.
Hard to read, yeah. I made myself disappear there. Yeah, it would be like the princess is in another castle over the top of him saying the princess is in another castle sort of thing. It's like something like Mario all of a sudden. But yes, that should have been the low points, was that Amazon screwed us with the subtitles. High points. Andy, you picked. Start off with high points, best bits and things.
Trying to think where to start. I'm not a fan of the very, very start. My first start is just when you see the train robbery kicking off. Like that's
right. So before the train robbery, it's a good premise. I like the premise of the film, which is very basic. Princess wants to escape, like being told what to do, and then immediately the baddies are like, "Here's a ransom to get her back."
to be fair, like that guy that was going to marry her, like he looked like a creep.
Yes,
because I think we later find out he's 12-year-old or something like that. That guy is.
It was something like that. Yes,
he is definitely not 12-year-old, but fucking hell, he's batting above his average anyway. If he's getting her,
could that be the best plan though? Is making her want to leave her castle, or her like Forbidden City by herself without actually kidnapping her?
Do you think, is it Andrews that we come? You think he's been poking away at her, being like, "Oh, it's so great in America. Oh, you would love it in America." Do you think he's been like that the whole time?
He must have been, because obviously he taught her English and made her dream to go there. So, but it's a long game plan for.
It's a big long con, isn't it?
Like, I don't know how much the gold was. Did we know how much the gold was worth in the end? But
what was it? It was like 100. Was it 100,000 pieces? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was like, is it
all
kilograms?
Well, it wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pieces of gold, like we're bloody pirates, pieces of 8. Yeah. On the final bit, the premise that's good is, well, unlikely hero tagging. Unlikely hero tagging along to save the day. Like, we know it's Jackie Chan, but they don't know it's Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
It's like, but yeah, the premise, I quite enjoyed that whole idea. And then we're at the Great Train Robbery, which is my next high point. Andy.
This is a belter of a train robbery. Like, it's up there with like some of the all-time great like train robbery films I've seen. It just, because you've got like, it's funny, but then right in the middle of it, it's like, holy shit, Jackie Chan's uncle's just died.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to give a shit. But then just Owen Wilson just seems to carry this like through. And it's just like the wild card guy. I love the wild card guy, whatever his name is. The
Wallace is the character name. But,
just randomly pulled him out of nowhere. He's such a wild card. It's like, bang. What'd you do that for? It's like, well, just,
I do love the fact that he stops right in the middle of a robbery just to chat this hot girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not actually that bad. We don't rob from ladies.
There's so much going on in this scene. Yeah. It's not just like straight, we've got a plan, and it's just like literally, we're even at the start, it's like, oh, we'll just wing it then, because he's got his map out, and then he just gives to the guys like, we're gonna wing it, aren't we? It's like, yeah.
I love that. That's my literally my first high point is the train robbery, and then like the plan is this: we're going to do this, and the first guy's got, is that the train?
I've got stuff like that now.
Idiots, yeah. I like, me, I like kind of subverted roles, so I like Owen Wilson being a really, really nice guy while robbing these people of their belongings. Like, it's like he's treating it like, this is just my job. Like, I'm just at work. My job just happens to be robbing all you people of your belongings and your money, being friendly to everyone and all that. I went off for a minute there because you did ring a bell with me that was like, yeah, his uncle got killed on that train.
Yeah.
And then Jackie runs off to get revenge.
Yep.
And like never looks back.
Yep.
His uncle's dead body is traveling on this train to wherever it's going to end up.
Maybe that's just like the kind of Chinese mantra, though. It's just that's what they're focused. It's like, it's done.
Right.
Life's gone.
Yeah, he is dead.
He never seems to mention it again, though.
No,
I think he mentioned it once, and then that's it.
And his uncle's the reason he's there.
Yeah,
like he would not be there if it wasn't for the uncle. Excuse me, but when he pops, I did enjoy them blowing the safe clean off the train. That was very good.
To be fair, before even Jackie Chan puts it all under the safe, it literally looks like that was going to happen anyway.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was the plan or not. I could see how it could be. Well, I mean, they said they were going to wing it, but
it just seems like the plan was too much on the front. It's just going to fly out the side anyway, no matter what he did.
But yeah, the train robbery is really good, and everybody's good in it. And actually, a good chunk of the characters of the film are all on that train at the same time. There's only one or two that aren't there.
You get to learn who they all are fairly quickly. Even just like random wild card guys, like it's like you know he's going to pull that lever. It's just like what a thing.
Yeah. The logs, the log part is just so weird. It's like, oh, I've got you here. The logs on the wall.
I stopped paying attention for a little bit because I missed him usurping Roy's gang.
Oh, really?
I missed him say, "This is my gang now. You're done," and that's why it led to that. I missed that little bit.
You must have had a long blink at that point.
I think it was gone.
Maybe. Another high point. Who's next? My next one is okay. Well, after that is my one. So carry on, Chris.
Well, it's just you see the image of him lying with these like hot ladies, and you think, they took over my gang and all that, and I was a real nice guy, blah blah blah. And then she starts nibbling at his ear.
Ow,
like,
ow.
That's naughty. Ow. And it's just him there getting eaten by a buzzard.
One of the instructions at one point for you was it was going to be there's a vulture eating your head is what the instructions were going to be. But it was a good transition into that. But I do think in a standard film, Jackie would have dug him out the hole and it'd have been pals. So it's a wee bit different that he leaves him with these like, I don't know, chopsticks.
But I think that's like it's like he's fucked him off, and it's like there's no way he's gonna walk over them hills, but he does because that's how dedicated he is. And it's just like that's how dedicated Owen Wilson is. He got himself out with chopsticks.
That's the thing. I thought it was going to come back that he'd been dug out, but they didn't come back to that. He must have actually dug himself out the ground with those chopsticks.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, well, he's saying that now, but we're going to find it later on that he got a new gang that came and dug him out. But no, it wasn't that. Yeah,
I love that they don't actually answer that. It's just like, did he or didn't he?
I am 99% sure it still comes up in Shanghai Noon as Shanghai Nights as well.
Right. Okay.
Oh, right,
like,
okay.
Yeah, like Jackie's like, did you really get yourself out with the chopsticks? Like, I'm sure it comes back up again.
All you have to do really is dig down until the point where between your hands and your face is enough to move a hand, really, once it's light enough. So you could probably get there maybe a couple hours. And what you can do in a couple hours will come back in low points. I'll get back to that one. Chon Wang versus the Crows, I learned them to be called. The Indians, the Native American, they call them Indians in the film. They're Native Americans who attack him in the river, basically, is my next.
Tomahawk vibes here.
You're awesome.
Bone Tomahawk vibes. The film I forgot about until last week.
It was like Bone Tomahawk vibes, and then it was just like, it's like the Predator.
Yes.
I was
like, Prey. Prey.
I was like, you know what they need? Like, those tomahawks need to be on a string.
Yeah.
And then about a scene later, Jackie Chan's got one on a string, like a horseshoe or something like that, thrown in.
A horseshoe on a... Exactly. Because he even had a weapon in that scene that was a bit familiar. Like, I was thinking, like you, it was very familiar, like Prey. But that was the first real fight scene. I get on the train wasn't so much of the fighting, it was more of the kind of action. But yeah, great stuff. And because it's Jackie Chan, you know, and you can see that it's him doing everything, which is always really good.
I love the fact that he just used everything as a weapon, like a tree, a branch,
and the little bushes.
Branch flip was great.
Yeah, he jumps over and then the branches come straight back and like hits the guy in the face. It's like it's so well done.
You know you're in for a good time when Jackie Chan's fighting.
And then
there's a bit later on. Sorry, Karen.
It's just like even the bit where like the guy like he throws the tomahawks back and the guys just catch it, and it's just like, oh, that's badass. And then the other guy just catches it as well. I was like, oh, that's brilliant.
There's a bit later on in the film in the bell tower where Jackie Chan's doing stuff involving the planks at the top.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I'm thinking about it like it's hard to tell really what he's doing. But you look at it and think that's incredibly difficult what he's doing, and I know it's him that's doing it. But the level of difficulty of the stunt he's doing doesn't quite match how spectacular it is on the screen. And it's like, oh, it's a shame that's not more spectacular. But how the hell did he do what he did there? And I feel like a lot of the fight scenes with Jackie Chan the level of difficulty is probably really, really high.
Oh yeah, but it just makes it's because he does that klutzy stuff as well. Like it's just like it looks like he's clumsy and he's just like he makes it look messy, but it does, works. Yeah.
And it's just if it was flashier, a different director would want it to be more show-offy, and there'd have more camera cuts and there'd be more zooming in on what things were happening. But because it's just him doing his thing, it's like he makes it look so easy. It's like, oh, I don't actually know what happened there, but I bet it was cool. It happens quite a lot in the
flow. Like he seems to flow from one tree to the other, and like he ties him up and stuff like that. Like and then just jumps to a tree, pings him in the face, does flips onto people. It's just
you really have to watch all these scenes in slow motion really to work out what happened. Any more high points? The saloon is next for me.
I'm the same.
I've got the wee hanky panky tent. I like that. It was funny.
Hanky panky tent. Is that what that was for? Because obviously he cuts to the image of the horses on the side of the tent.
It was like all the horses mating and stuff. I'm pretty sure that was the tent, but it was just like it wasn't so much that scene. It's just when he walks out and they're all standing there, they're all cheering. He just walks back and it's just like
yeah, it was funny. Yes, the saloon.
He wasn't complaining that night.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, the saloon brawl. Basically, every aspect of the saloon is really, really good. I do enjoy a good stranger walks into a bar and everyone's like looking at him, and this was a very, very good one. And Owen Wilson trying to avoid him with the hat, and then stopping having to avoid him.
Aye, that confused me.
Yeah, and then but once he exposes that he's been cheating at cards, and it's like, okay, you two are bond. You're bound together by this partnership that you don't want from then on. And yes, it's a very good fight scene throughout.
It's another good like Jackie Chan flowing around thing, doing all these little
even
stuff.
like the entire stunt teams and the wide shots, the cameras and that, because like if they get that wrong, the set's gonna be destroyed. But it's just everything looked like it should be where it was. Up until
Exactly.
the cops come in and just kind of shut it down.
Yeah, that was it was a late introduction. I feel like there's a lot of characters get introduced throughout the film. It's like at the beginning we meet a lot of them, but then it's like I don't know, maybe half hour into the film here, and like here's the baddies, but we've already got like the baddie as well. So that was like another level of. At one point, I think there's like so 5 different groups of people that are all in this one film. We've got basically the guys from Tombstone that try to catch him. We've got the big boss who's got the princess. We've got our 2 main characters. We've got the former gang. We've got the 3 other Chinese guards who are somewhere, and it's like all these different parts are all working like in separate bits of the same film at the same time. Next high point, anyone?
I've got everything that horse does.
The horse, I love the horse.
Everything that horse does, like every scene, like there's a lot of them, but just it is brilliant. Even like the bit before he walks into that saloon and stuff like that, when he's trying to walk up and he's like doing his little, and he just sits down and stuff like that. Just everything about that horse is a high point.
I don't think I've got a horse's name. Normally, I have the name of the horse somewhere, but I don't know.
Call it Final, but I don't know if that's his actual name.
Yeah, I think it was just because he was like using it like a dog, wasn't he? Yeah. So the prison cell, though, that's my next high point. Yeah. I think this might be the best bit in the film. I think is the prison cell. Owen Wilson is great.
Yeah.
During the gold, the gold was on the train revelation. Is Owen Wilson's really good at him asking questions and then trying not to give away that I really wanted that gold, and asking more information and being equally interested in where it is now and annoyed he couldn't get it. He actually acts like 3 different emotions all at the same time. Being like, oh, gold was on the train. How much gold is it? I really want that. He's really good.
You picked up on that. I just got picked up on cloth wet breaks bars.
Yep.
Piss short bend bar is incredible. It's really good. You said cloth doesn't go when it gets wet. You should have said piss short bend bar.
I love it when what's it called? Sean asked him to help. He's just like that with one finger.
Yeah.
Like you do it. You you touch it. Yeah, exactly. Not with hand.
When they're doing it again, he's just like, oh, I'm out of piss. He's like, okay, you do it. He goes, oh, that's actually helping. Yeah, that's good. Keep going.
Yeah.
I don't think that would help me at all.
Oh, no, definitely wouldn't help me. No, definitely not. And then yes, the fantastic the scene is great. It's funny. It plays out. There's good action. It's funny. Bending the bars when Owen Wilson pretends he's going to run away. He's like, oh no, I'm only joking. I'm coming back to help. And then they escape. And then the punchline of we've escaped. And the whole time the wife has been setting up to break them out of the cell that they've just escaped from. But now they're in between 2 different sets of bars, which is just fantastic. And then they get away from the one inept guard eventually. I love the prison cell scene. For me, that was the high point of the film, was the prison cell. I've got a few more high points afterwards though, but who's next for something?
That's good. Quite. I'll say the wee training montage. Of making Jackie Chan a cowboy.
That's just because they were playing Kid Rock Cowboy.
Kid Rock, yeah. But what I liked about the montage itself is funny, and here's all the cowboy tricks, and that is the monologue with Owen Wilson flirting with the wife with the I'm a wild horse, can't tame me, but if you put oats in the pen, I'll come for a nibble every day. And like try to work out the metaphor and what he's actually talking about. This woman has no idea what he's even saying, which is hilarious. But yeah,
I did not expect him to be such a shit shot with a gun though.
Yeah,
he makes it. He's like this big cowboy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's a goodie. He doesn't kill people.
He's a showboat. He just says he is. But I still don't understand why he needs to limbo under and just shoot as well. There's a lot of stupid, but like normally, like that kind of like thing would just like be completely out of place in this kind of film, like a Western film. But it just works. Like the stupid little things they do in this.
A lot of music works as well. Like I didn't expect it to work, but having Kid Rock playing a cowboy as they're trying to be cowboys is great.
The ZZ Top bit as well. ZZ Top. The thing is, what they do. I said do. What they do is they pick the right bits of the song. Like it's not Kid Rock yelling and swearing with like heavy metal. It's the more kind of calmer bits, and then like the ZZ Top is just that bit from Lagrange over and over again until the fight starts, and then we go. But yeah, the actual, I don't know if we would call it, the music editing is very good in this from that point of view. So yeah, I've only got a couple more high points. So fire away with a few, and I'll chime in when you get to them.
Behind Andy.
Yeah, the bathtub.
The random drinking game, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Can you explain the rules to us, Chris?
I do, yeah. This is my stat. Apparently,
what
they were saying was, I can't remember all the actions there, but One crab with 8 feet, painted horns. What a big crab! Blinking eyes, shrinking head, crawling everywhere. 2 and 2, who should drink? 3 and 3, who drinks first? 5 and 5, who should drink? 2 and 2, you drink first. Which I don't get it.
What rules? We should
So
totally
the rules
She
basically,
says-
if you mess up saying it, you
must have
drink
to drink.
first.
Yeah, it must be.
I think.
Or
must
if you
be about-
finish first, the other guy drinks first.
It does
Maybe.
seem to, yeah, they try to get faster, don't they, as well?
Well, I think it's maybe you got to go faster. Oh, you drank. Okay,
Yeah.
say it again. Faster. And then, oh, you messed up. You drink. Or like, oh,
Yeah.
I finished first. You drink. You could be right. Yeah. So
That sounds better than Chinese though, so I want to learn that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what we'll do at New Year, Chris. We're doing that.
Absolute
crab ones.
paralytic.
I'll mention it here. I had the bathtub drinking game as a low point because I thought it just wasted time at that point. We didn't learn anything more about them. I didn't think it was that funny. Him blowing bubbles was funny enough, but I was like, why are they sitting having a bath?
That's hilarious.
I didn't enjoy the bathtub drinking game. I felt like it was just. I already knew they were friends and they were bonding. I didn't need the scene of them being friends and bonding at that point. But I don't feel passionate about it. Right, who's next?
I'm kind of near the end now for the big action sequence in the.
Well, see, I've got the gallows. I like them escaping
I
the
forgot about
gallows.
that. Yeah, that was very good.
That's
The
a
wife
good.
saving
That was
again.
the wife coming in clutch, but also with the horse as well.
Yeah.
Like telling it, here's your instructions, what you need to do, and it all playing off at the same time. Were they all in league together? Like, did his wife know that the horse was going to come and he was going to escape?
I guess it's a happy accident.
Nah,
Right.
I think
Okay.
it's good timing.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Because
But
obviously
yeah, it's
she
a good
didn't even
scene.
bother trying to save him because I think
No.
like she knew he was going to be fine.
Aye.
She needed to save Owen Wilson.
Yeah, but yeah, I like the gallows. And then I only have one more high point, and it's the very, 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 very end.
The miracle.
So
That's
the
my high
miracle.
point.
What's the miracle?
The end.
the end.
So pretty much it's the gun, like the Mexican standoff.
The classic
Right, yes.
Magnificent Seven.
The Pulp Fiction / Magnificent
Yeah.
Seven, like
Yeah.
and
just
that's a
all
high
like-
point. Why?
Well, just it was quite a good scene. Like the fact, their little stares around everybody, like could have rivaled Return of the Jedi. The fact that we're all just like staring at each other. But the fact that like as for some reason the Jackie Chan's fighting the other Chinese people while Owen Wilson's shooting or getting
Yes.
shot at by Von Cleef, and he just misses everything.
Yeah.
And just as he's running out, he's just like that, bang, 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 and one shot. He's like, "How the hell did that happen?" And he absolutely littered the
Yeah.
holes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is
And he got him right through the sheriff's badge, or
Yeah.
it's Marshal's badge, isn't it? I guess. So,
I just like the Jackie Chan like stun Lucy Liu
Yeah.
bucket thing. It just
the
little
bucket was
stunts,
quite good. Yeah.
just amazing stunts.
The bell tower was a good stunt bit,
Yeah.
but again, I think it was. I still think it was harder than it was showy. Like, I think I appreciate. Okay, that was difficult and well done, but I wasn't that entertained by what I saw on screen by it. But I'm like, my comprehension is okay. I can see how that would be difficult to pull off and all that sort of stuff. My final high point is the outtakes.
Ah, classic.
And-
I do like a good
Yes.
blooper reel.
I feel like this is something that's missing from movies these days.
Yeah.
I know there's certain tones of films you can't do it, but yeah, it's not even a case of they run throughout the credits. It's a case of the film's
No.
ended,
Yeah, just
the
do it.
end. Here's a bunch of outtakes,
Yeah.
which are all really funny.
That's
Although-
a classic Jackie Chanism. Like that's I think ever since it wasn't Police
I'd
Story.
say
but it was,
Rush
like,
Hour. He does a lot of
No, the Rush Hour has it, but it was before that. Like it seemed to be a Jackie Chan thing. It's purely to show that he's doing the stunts, is what it was for. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, good
why
point.
he did it. Like
And him messing up. Maybe
Yeah.
it's like a don't try it at home kind of thing.
Yeah,
Look at my
pretty
tendril
much.
lance on his head.
before Jackass was a thing. Jackie Chan. And then credits.
Jackie Chan ass. Yeah. But yeah, the outtakes are funny. There's some good bits in there. A horse eating his face quite a lot.
Yes.
Any other high
Nice.
points or things?
Uh,
On to point 3 on the podcast, the low points, which is the opposite of high points, or the worst bits and bobs and questions. Mainly, it turns into questions about things
Well,
that Chris and I
pretty
usually
much.
get
Other
back
than
on.
Amazon, I've not got many early low points.
Right, okay. Well, I kind of hinted at my one before. How on earth did Chon Wang walk to, climb up, and over a set of mountains in one afternoon? Like, there was never nighttime.
He's Chinese.
Like that was my first like. There's a lot going on in this film,
Right.
but the
Have you
suspension of
ever,
disbelief went out the window.
You've had a Chinese takeaway. Somehow they can make anything in 5 minutes. Like it just doesn't matter what you get. 5 minutes. Like it's
Genuinely, my Chinese is 15 minutes from me, and sometimes it gets here in 20 minutes. And I'm like, how do you cook the food and get it here like quicker than I could make it? Like, I don't understand. Yeah.
It's like we've got a delivery one. It does take a while for the delivery, but it's mostly the delivery driver. But I think like anything we call up, it's like, oh, the guy starts at like 5:30, so it'll be with you like just soon after. And then it's like 5 minutes later, it's like it's there. It's like, so did they pre-cook it? But then I thought, right, I'll try this theory. I went down at 5:00. I came out at like 5:05 with my
Right,
full meal. Like,
it does depend what you
impossible.
order, I guess. Yeah, they can cook it impossibly fast. But yeah, I was like, is this meant to be an overnight? Because I even wound back and I was like, no, not at any point does it get dark. No, never does he improvise a camp. Basically, halfway would have been on the top of these mountains where he's standing and it's bright daylight underneath, and it's like, yeah, I was like, there's no way he did that in a day. Because like the day doesn't end. He then fights the crows in the river, and then he goes to the Indian camp, and it's like he's stuck there. Which is where my next low point is, unless anyone's got anything else beforehand.
Which
Oh, I've got one that runs through the film. Is his hair? It seems more of a hindrance than it does anything else.
He doesn't keep wrapping it around.
That's somebody's faith there. You can't slag off and make that a low point.
That's the point. Yeah, he does all the stuff because he's special, but because he's actually part of the Emperor's army, they have to have this haircut, I guess. So it's a nuisance for him because he's special.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be a nuisance for everyone because they all wrap it around their heads. But I mean, if you're in the middle of a fight, your hair's like flapping in your face, you just like shave it off.
Then you can't go and see the princess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think about an analogy or a metaphor here. Something that you would have that would be in the way that you would have to get.
Your tallywhacker.
That's what I was going to say.
It's too big. I'm going to whack it off.
I need to wrap it.
It's getting in the way.
Imagine you wear glasses. Like would you'd have to go to fight with glasses to see who you're punching. So, yeah, exactly. The person who can have that.
It actually helps.
But yeah, okay. So we're at the Native American camp. And I usually have an eye roll at these kind of scenes here. It's like, ha ha ha, look at the square getting high on the peace pipe. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not entertaining at all. It's just like, and if it keeps going, and it's like, okay, we get the gag. Yeah, this is funny. But it pays off quite well with him.
Like the Chiefs being a bunch of stoners all of a sudden.
That's what all Native Americans are like.
Which leads me into kind of my next low point. Oh, was that right? Is around this time, it's actually quite racist, I think, this film.
Yes.
Because it really does, but obviously it's 1881. So everybody is a bit backwards and like there's not much modern technology here, but it does paint the Native Americans in quite a bad light. But then at least he's not a white guy. That's outright racist, is it not, when he says that? Like, imagine it's any other race. At least it's not a insert race here person. It's like, you could not get away with that at any point.
I'll tell you what, I'm fine with it. As a white guy, I find that joke hilarious.
It's quite funny.
Exactly.
It's quite funny, but then
I don't know. It's fine.
I don't think. I think it's. But also, either way,
Stop trying to bring racism back to non-white people, please.
I want to bring it. I'm bringing it back.
White privilege.
White privilege. In any way, that's a racist line in this film. I don't think it's too kind to the Native Americans either at this point. However, it is funny when he wakes up with the new wife and all that sort of stuff.
See, I'm tired of that. It's not my trope needs to die, but it should. A guy gets passed out, he wakes up married. It's just.
I mean, I think it literally is my trope needs to die. Let me go.
I think it happens more often than we know.
Accidentally marrying due to foreign customs is my trope needs to die. But I thought it was quite funny.
Like, speaking of her, she just seems to appear and disappear when the story needs her.
Yep.
Which is I quite like that character.
Yep. Absolutely brilliant.
Because she did go the whole me watching you. So I had a bit of an investigation into Brandon Merrill.
She did nothing else. This is it.
Literally, this is the only thing she ever acted in, not even the sequel. So I don't know what happened there. And then she seems to have been a model, but basically I can't find anything that she's done apart from like a couple of adverts in this. And it's like
she's a face that I recognise from something. So I've seen her somewhere else.
Nope.
No, she's never acted in anything else.
I think she's a rodeo world champion as well.
That's right. That's why she can ride a horse, obviously. Yeah. She's got that on her CV. Excuse me again.
But for somebody who's never acted and never acted again, she nails that part.
I mean, she nailed every line she said. I'll say that much.
She nailed Owen Wilson.
Oh, God.
And Jackie Chan. Bathtub drinking game was my next low point. So who else has got a low point?
Mine's is just after that. It's like the kind of slave trader quarry. Goes on for a bit too long, that bit.
The bowing and exposing the princess needlessly really annoyed me. when she's like, no, don't do that, and he just keeps bowing, he's like running away from her. It's like, no, stop.
Like, don't get me wrong, that's a good back crawling out of a tent.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
talented.
yeah.
Well done. But like literally, he's been like, "Oh, you are the princess, bow, bow, bow," and she's like, "Stop doing that." So he's flat out ignoring what she's saying. Like, shouldn't he be doing what she's saying? And she's like, "No, stop it!" Fully exposing the whole thing. Also,
I thought that.
going into he goes to the camp to rescue the princess. I need to wrap my head around this. He goes to the camp because he knows she's there. I think. Does he know she's there?
No,
she's going to try and meet somebody.
He's heard explosions, and I think she's this. The one that does know that she's a princess can see him.
Yeah, that's okay. So he doesn't know she's there. So he goes to this camp. Immediately, the right person wanders up to this random stranger guy who just looks like he's Chinese, like everybody else is in the camp. He's like, "Oh, come with me. I'm going to take you directly to the princess I am hiding." And it's like takes her straight to her, and he's there, like, "Oh, what's going on?" Oh, like, and is he not talking about the princess to her? I think he's talking about the.
How can you not see his heart?
Exactly, and it's like, oh my god, you are the princess. Immediately bow. No, stop doing that. You're going to expose that. I'm here, out into the middle of everything. I'm just really annoyed. So that annoyed me.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, no, my kind of it's the whole like the main Chinese bad dude and this like the big revelation, and it's just like it goes on for so long.
So my final low point is I feel like I get to this point in every film we do at the moment. Can we explain the setup for the final church bit? So the final handover, like the whole time it's been like, bring us 100 pieces of gold, whatever it is, to this place at this time, otherwise the princess is dead, or whatever that is. So it happens to be a random monastery in the middle of nowhere. And it looked like the main bad guy, what's his name, Lo Fong, goes there on his own. Like, it didn't feel like Van Cleef came with him. And certainly, if Van Cleef did, is he the only one left remaining alive of the Tombstone crew here? Or has he just literally bought one bodyguard and told the rest, I can have the day off? And nothing will go down at this handover with the princess and massive amounts of valuable gold.
I don't think he was expecting Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson to be there.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to them, which is, where are the actual monks? Like, did they just wander in and say, actually, so look, he's an outlaw. I'm the Shanghai Kid. I'm here. What's going to happen? There's going to be a handover thing here. Give us your robes. You take the Sunday off, and we'll do all the ringing of the bells and stuff, and you go chill down at the saloon. Like, how are they the ones in the church? I work at they know where it is because Jackie Chan knows where it is, but then also how do they exactly know where it is? Jackie Chan's like new in the country. Owen Wilson happens to know where this exact place is. That's what a coincidence. And then the trio of other Chinese guards who just are barely in the film, as we've talked this far, but talked about, they rock up in a wee caravan that's basically got their picture on the side of it. And it's like, what's the story? It feels like there's a storyline gone from the film about what these guys have done. We see them like one time, like, I don't know, doing exercises in the middle of nowhere. What's the story with the caravan? It's like got some other guy and like three, I don't know, pretty racist looking Chinese depictions of Chinese men. Are they the three people on the caravan, or are they taking over the roles of other people? Have they killed the person whose caravan it is? Like, that just baffles me. John is still bowing to the princess, like, still irritating me with that. And then the good stuff breaks out at that point. But that the whole thing annoyed me. But then Owen Wilson and Von Cleef have a gunfight like halfway across a room, and all it would take for one of them would be to look around and be like, oh, the other one is facing the other direction, take 2 steps and just pop your gun around the post he's hiding behind, and they would kill him. It felt like they didn't want to shoot each other. It was a very fake appearing gunfight.
See, I think Von Cleef was a weird one because he seemed quite amused by like Owen Wilson's ineptitude.
Yeah.
So he seemed like he was just quite enjoying just like popping bullets at him.
Toying with him. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Whereas Owen Wilson doesn't want to actually kill him, I don't think, because he's a nice guy. So yeah, it's a very strange scene, really, that one. But yeah, the whole bell tower thing, it really could have put a sour end on the film. Going from the bathtub drinking, which wasn't too desperate on, to him being irritating at the princess, to then this weird scene where everybody was just randomly happened to all get there at the same time and not really have any story of how they got there necessarily. So that's me out of low points.
His gang, his old gang, like I thought they were going to be a big part of it.
Me too.
then, like, they appear in the saloon after the fights happen, and then they appear at the end after the fights happen, and they're just like come out
and then
with
they
the
don't
gold.
fight. They're immediately all of a sudden, here's the entire tribe are on the roof, stopping them getting involved as well. It's weird how there's all these sort of fake outs throughout the film. Very strange. Any other lows?
No.
On to point 4 on the podcast, the stats. There are 8 shits throughout the film and no F-bombs. Quite a bit light on the swearing. 2 of the shits are in the outtakes at the end, but since there's no credits rolling, I count that as the film as well. I think only one explosion, which is firing the safe off the train. Nothing else actually. Like they destroy the
thing they blew up, the quarry.
Oh, that's right.
There's
Yeah,
some fire bombs in there, weren't there?
yeah. Exactly, yes. But yeah, they just wreck the bell tower rather than blowing anything up with the bell tower there. Deaths. There are only 4 deaths, which is Chong Wang's poor uncle that just gets left on the train. Andrews, the translator guy, gets stabbed. Von Cleef, as we just mentioned, Lo Fong in the bell tower. But then I think, if by my researching on the internet, the 3 in Owen Wilson's gang all do get killed because they don't show up in the next one, and there's reference made to them all being hanged. However, that doesn't actually happen in the film. So, but yeah, so 4 deaths only. Cows, I believe she rustled 4 of them up to break the prison wall down. But other than that, I don't think there were any other cows other than the ones that she did there. No goats that I noticed, but I wouldn't be surprised if I missed one just in the corner of the screen somewhere. Hey. Dead animals, I think we're okay. Dead animal wise, I don't think any animal actually died throughout the story of the film. Pedophiles. Princess Pepe isn't one because she was about to get married to a 12-year-old. So, and she was like, "I'm running away from this scenario." So she didn't want to be one. But other than that, I think we're safe. I don't think anyone else. Although we don't know why they were chasing. Was it Little Feather? Jackie? We don't know what they were after him for. The Tom Cruise, Tackleberry, Sarah Connor trifecta. If horses were motorcycles, we'd have a lot of winners here. However, horses are not motorcycles. As in all 4 of the couples at the end, basically, they would all be Owen Wilson, Jackie Chan, even Lucy Liu. She rides a horse at one point, and then our favorite Indian wife, as she's called in the credits, she would have. When
did she ride a horse?
What, Lucy Liu? In the end, basically, the very end. Anyway, everyone rides the horses, everyone does running, but there's and everyone gets together basically at the end. Did they say the thing? Did they say Shanghai Noon?
No.
They did not, unfortunately. They said Shanghai quite a lot, but they didn't say Shanghai Noon. I think they said noon because that's when they were meeting for the gold handover was going to be noon. Chris, any stats from you?
Other than a drinking game, I didn't really know what to count. I was going to count random stunts, but there's too many.
There's a lot of stunts.
One I did clock was in the fight in the river against the crows, there was a nut shot. I don't know if it was the only one. Hit him with the stick. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, and a tree kind of hits Jackie Chan in the nuts, then swings and hits that guy in the face.
Well, there you go. So two nut shots. Andy, do you have a fun fact?
Other than the Blazing Saddle scene playing at the very end, the train robbery when Owen Wilson's looking, but he's actually protecting it.
All right.
That's the Blazing Saddles theme tune.
Oh, I did not clock that. We'll eventually get to Blazing Saddles, I would imagine, at some point. It's a great film. Point 5 on the quiz is a 10-point podcast quiz. Now, we've been told to clear out the whole schedule for this one here, Andy. So this is going to be a good one. So
it depends how annoyed Chris gets, how many we do. But this one, taken from the old kind of Wild West, and you got to do like 10 paces, turn around and shoot each other, quick draw style, is basically a quick draw quiz, which I've called Initial Reaction.
Initial Reaction.
I think my headset's been a bit shit tonight, so
right. So basically, what I'm going to say, I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you an initial, so first and last initial. So OW.
Or Wilson.
Yes, exactly. You've got to name me a TV or a film actor.
Right. So it's not specifically anyone.
It could be anybody. But if you come out with some random fucking thing, you've got to say what movie it's from and like.
I have to explain who they are, basically.
Yeah, like you've got to know who this person is.
By the way, because I rattled that at least a minute before Bruce did.
No, you're both exactly the same.
No, fuck that.
See? Right. I thought I was ahead of Chris as well, which that checks out, I would say, if we both thought we were ahead of each other.
So, but yeah, it's nice and simple. So I'll just say it, and then shout in, and then I'll pick whoever said it. Gets the
Whoever's
point, pretty
quicker,
much.
right? Or whoever's right, I guess. Yeah.
Whoever's right, and then we'll argue it if somebody comes up. But yeah,
Purely actors. It's not
actors,
characters. It's
it
not.
It can't
right,
be
okay.
football players or
Right.
musicians.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't say
Purely
Will Grigg or
actors.
something.
Okay. And I only have ever one example for each one of these. So if you rattle something off, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a bonus point.
Bonus point if we get the one
if you
got,
match
right,
what I've
okay.
written down. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Right. So first one. DJ.
David Jason.
Chris, Dwayne Johnson, 2 points. Because I had
damn
it was actually I had Dwayne Johnson and Bruce. I did have David Jason for another one as well.
Hey, okay.
But
do I get a point? No.
nope. Chris gets 2 points.
Right.
He's on the board. LP. Didn't say they were easy. LP.
Male or female?
Doesn't matter. It's an actor or TV. You can pick whoever you want. Going
LP.
once, going twice. Nobody gets that one. I had Laura Petty.
Oh,
Lord Petty. Okay.
Right. Next one. BD.
What did he?
What's he famous for, Chris?
He does the voice of Chucky.
I'll give you that one.
Good shit.
I had Bill Duke.
I was going to say Brian
Bill
Dennehy.
Duke.
Bill Duke. He's
Oh!
the.
Totally.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Aye.
I was going to say, yeah, Brian Dennehy. He was one of the guys in Cocoon.
Right. Next one.
I'm going to get gubbed in this case. This is dreadful.
MB.
Michael. No.
With the
Michael B.
doctor.
Jordan. No, that's MBG. Fuck.
Does he just keep guessing, or do I get a free go?
No, you can shout out whenever you want, Bruce. He can go until he gets something.
No, that's not.
Good. Going once. Going twice.
This is
Right,
difficult.
I'll give you a pretty good hint, right? 99% of these are podcast people. So MB, Michael Bean.
Well, yeah. I got the idea that it was the people we've done
But,
before.
right.
Yeah.
Next one.
Michael Bean, of course. Right.
CB. This is working better than I thought it would. CB.
Nope, she's not that. She's not that.
Going once. Going twice.
Colin Baker.
Was he famous for?
Is he a doctor? He's a Doctor Who, isn't he?
He's
Colin
Doctor
Baker.
Who, yes. I'll give you Colin Baker. Could have also had Christian Bale.
Ah! God, it's so obvious as soon as you say it.
I know.
One.
It's like basically, I work on right. That's a first name that begins with that letter. Who has a surname? Like, that's genuinely how I do it. I don't
Right.
think of it any other direction.
Next one. C. No, sorry. JC. And he's famous for.
Wrestler and Transformers and
I'll cover that. You could have also had James Caan, Jackie Chan, James Cosmo, or Jim Carrey.
At the beginning, when you said
Jackie Chan,
yeah, same. When you had Owen Wilson, I was like, right, keep an eye out for JC, keep an eye out for JC, and then I was gone.
Right. Few more. CC.
No,
She's
okay.
not an actor.
Going once. Going twice. Courtney Cox.
Oh, my... oh, Scream.
We've done Scream, yeah.
Right, next one. CF.
Colin Farrell.
Yes, 2 points for Chris because I had Colin Farrell. Or you could have had Corey Feldman.
I have lost.
A couple more, see if Bruce can do any kind of comeback. KB.
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 Nope.
Go once. Go twice.
All names that begin with K have gone out of my head now.
Kevin Bacon.
I'd Karen, but it's good to think of.
I had Kelly, and I was like, "Oh, Kelly, no one's called Kelly." No.
Right. A.M.
Andrew Murray.
He's a tennis player.
A.M.
No.
Once,
Terrible.
God,
Terrible.
twice. Ali McCoist.
Well, you were in that film, so technically,
Eh?
you could say you were in that film.
I was in
He's
that
an
film,
actor.
but yeah. Right. One more. Let's do an easy one, see if you can actually get something.
See if I know anybody's name. My seat is going down. Oh no.
G.O.
Gary Oldman.
Yes, 2 points for Bruce.
Woohoo!
Does that put you in any kind of contention, or you way out?
It means that I've got half as many points as Chris
There
did.
we go. Chris wins.
So
But yeah, I had a massive list. I don't know if you can see it. They just keep going.
that is like unbelievably hard. As in, I can't believe how hard that is.
Yeah.
To,
It was funny because I was testing this on Chantel before, and I was just like, right, podcast. And yeah, it's amazing when somebody gives you 2 initials and you can't think of anything.
if it was one name, if it was like someone whose name, like Gary somebody, I could do it. Obviously, the surname's easier if they give you the surname, but yeah, just the initials. It's like I can't remember any names, and they think of one name, and I'm like, now I need to think of a surname to go with that name. It's like, no, I can't do that. It's like,
I can think of
thank
any
you,
in the
Andy.
podcast that we've
There you
done.
go. Chris has the quick draw finger.
I can't believe me and Chris did the same thing, which was need to remember Jackie Chan, and then forgot.
Can't
both
see
of
that
us.
out of nowhere.
You said Wilson. I was like, oh, Jackie Chan's coming up at some point.
Yeah, listen for JC. Listen for JC. Oh, God's sake. Right, point 6. Movies within movies. Chris, the 10-point podcast universe, over to you. Who have we done before?
Surprisingly, a lot. There's somebody called Spencer Caden who was drunk woman in the tank.
What?
I missed her, so
Right.
it's immediately one I don't have.
She is a Hall of Fame worthy, by the way.
Oh, really?
Django Unchained, she was a Harvey girl. 21 Jump Street, she was a graduation attendee. Minority Report, she was a ballroom guest / card player.
Jesus. What's her name
So,
so I can write it down?
Spencer Caden.
Spencer. Caden was a K or was a C?
K.
Caden.
I
I didn't recognize the name a bit now I see it. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Hall of Fame, maybe.
Somebody called Shane Weiler, who was a saloon
Called
gambler.
what? Sorry, you cut out there. Sorry, you completely cut out.
Shane Weiler. Oh, I can see him.
I don't have Shane either then. That's another one I missed.
He was the Jackal from 13 Ghosts.
Ooh.
Oh, right. Okay. And what was he in this?
Did I say he? She. The Jackal was a girl. It must be a girl.
Well, her name's Shane.
You're confusing us now.
Aye, it doesn't make any sense because the Jackal was a female. It was the one with the box in the head.
Well, what role did Shane play in Shanghai Noon?
Oh, I'm getting fucked up here. Saloon gambler.
Mm-hmm. Might have been a woman.
Something's gone wrong here. I will. Tom Heaton. Fuck you,
What,
buddy.
the Man United goalie?
That's what I thought since I've seen it.
I don't have him either. There's hundreds of people in this film.
Yeah. Was in Slither as the Tournier, however you say that.
I can't remember the film well enough to have a guess.
Yeah. Kate Louisbine, who was Fifi.
I'm on the board.
Hey.
Okay. She was Stacey Moon in Semi Pro.
Jackie Moon's wife. I think she's like in the background of 2 scenes that are actually in the film. She's mainly in a deleted scene, I think. But yes, right. Kate Louisbine.
I can't picture this one, but Walton Goggins, who was Wallace, was in Django Unchained as Billy Crash. I don't know who that was.
He's basically in all the modern Tarantino stuff. Walton Goggins playing the exact same character as he does in this, basically. He would just be a cowboy. I can't remember exactly who Billy Crash was. But I think he's one of the, I think it was the Crash brothers early on in it, I think. So I think Django and or our main man Schultz came across him, Walton Goggins, at some point, early doors, I think. I love Walton Goggins. He's another thing that would be in my perfect film, I think, Walton Goggins. So,
I think he's underrated as an actor. Was
absolutely.
it Sons of Anarchy, who plays like a transvestite or something like that? Or
oh, really? Does he? I've never seen all of Sons of Anarchy.
I've
only seen season 1. So,
okay, so Xander Berkeley, who was Von Cleef, I just blew my mind. He was in Fracture as Judge Morin.
Yeah, I can't place him in Fracture, but if he's a judge, obviously explains what he is.
I'd literally just watched Terminator 2 before I watched this, and he was on that. So.
John Connor's stepdad, isn't he, in that?
Yeah. So. Roger Yuan, who was Lo Fong, was in Batman Begins as a hazmat technician.
His career must have tanked. Like, to go from head villain in this to Batman Begins 6 years later.
Guy in a hazmat, so you don't even see his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, hazmat technician. Yeah.
As previously been mentioned, Lucy Liu as Pepe was Lindsay in Lucky Number 11. And finally, Owen Wilson was in Cable Guys, Robin's Day. He's when he gets battered in the toilet.
The toilet, yeah. The best scene, one of the best scenes, certainly. Yeah, it's very good, Chris. You got some extra bonuses that I did not know, but I got all the other ones. Have you recast the three of us into roles in film?
I did. I'm going to have to go back now because I lost what it was. So I put Andy as Wallace, the loose cannon.
Me too.
And the wild card. I could see him just be like, done. I put myself as a quiet one.
Right, okay.
He said like 2 words to the entire film.
Unfortunately, I put you as Blue, the one that asked if it was the train. I put you as him.
I put you as Roy, the chatty one.
Immediately when he threw the plan away because he having to deal with the rest of them, I was like, okay, that's me. I'm Roy. But yes, I agree. We're almost not quite as perfect as last week, but almost got it all matched up. Could Shanghai Noon have come out in 1995? Jackie Chan's still making kind of fighting movies rather than kind of family action adventure movies, so probably not. Shanghai Noon came around when it did because it did. You know what I'm saying? It kind of caused its own existence rather than it being a feeling for it in 95. Does this film reference The Wizard of Oz? It doesn't. Nope. And a good listen, and they're paying a lot of attention. There's not much Wizard of Oz potential here. No, they were in Nevada most of the time. So, Dead Man Walking, Lo Fong was a goner, unfortunately, the minute I saw him. As it was his career, apparently. Who is in the wrong movie? I think it's the 3 other guards. They just should have made a reason that Jackie Chan had to travel to America on his own. And then that's the film. But having the other crew who are like, they're not like, they killed them off on the train. Fair enough. I'm on my own now. I need to save the day. But the fact that they just keep plodding along with all the gold the whole time, like have Walton Goggins and the lads steal the gold, and then part of the film is getting the gold back off of them and all that. The other 3 guards weren't needed. And which trope would you like to see die? Me was accidentally marrying due to foreign customs, but I've already mentioned that. Andy, what's your trope?
Jail cell breakouts. It seems to happen in too many movies nowadays.
Really?
It was a good thing, don't get me wrong. It was a good scene, but I'm fed up with people breaking out of jail now.
There's no new kind of variation that you can do of it anymore. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you always know they're getting out.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a film where that's happened, where the main character, like we make fun and we enjoy when the main character gets killed off in things?
You just get locked in jail and never get out.
Exactly, that's it. I'm Gob now, and then some other background character has to take over. I
don't know if that's happened in a film.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever happened. Chris, what's your trope that needs to die?
A partner hears his friend bitching and badmouthing, and then they fall out. And then become friends again.
Like, even as Owen Wilson, you need to know the context. That's what he says. Yeah. It's like point 7. That one thing. What is the one thing, Billy Crystal style? What's the one thing about Shanghai Noon that is, I don't know, perennial, Chris?
Wet clothes don't rip. That's blew my mind.
Oh, yeah. Was it piss short bend bar, whatever it was? Yeah. Andy, what's yours?
Mine's is Jackie Chan in a bathtub. Saying Uno Mas.
For me, it's the title. And I think it's up there as maybe the best pun movie title has ever been. Which is you take High Noon and you take a Chinese guy and you make Shanghai Noon. I'm like, that's incredible. That's great.
It took me longer than I'd like to admit to getting that.
But yeah, an all-timer of a title is a great Shanghai Noon. It's really, really good. Point 8, nominations for the 10-Point Podcast Awards, which they're coming up quickly. I don't know if we're recording them this year or next year. We'll discuss that off podcast, I'm sure. Nominations, Chris, lead off.
Oh, excuse me. Hopefully I'll finish it this week. So, I put Best Actors Owen Wilson.
Yes.
Aye.
Good. Off to a good start. I put Best Supporting, this could be controversial, as Xander Berkeley, Von Cleef.
I went Jackie Chan for Best Supporting.
Oh, see, yeah, he was too main for me.
I was saying too main. My one was actually the Indian wife. She was amazing what she did. She supported Xander Berkeley over her.
That's a good character more than it was acting. Yeah. Is she most underused? Maybe I
would say so.
Well, but I need to come up with an answer there. Are we going Xander Berkeley? I'm not convinced by Xander Berkeley.
We'll Jackie Chan then, aren't we?
I'm not asking you to change your opinions to mine, but it's not Lucy Liu.
No,
it's not Lo Fong. Jackie Chan. I mean, he's good at what he does. He does Jackie Chan, and it's enjoyable. And the film's built around him. I think he supports it. He doesn't do a lot of acting. He does a lot of supporting.
This is harsh. He's not the worst actor, but he's not a great actor. Like speaking wise, he's good fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
You've never seen The Foreigner. Watch The Foreigner with Pierce Brosnan and Jackie Chan. That'll change your mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Carry on, Chris.
Most underused, I put Walton Goggins.
Oh, good shout. I had Lucy Liu because she's barely in the film.
Yeah,
But I do love Walton Goggins, so I'm going to change my opinion and go with Walton Goggins for you.
Best badass is Jackie Chan.
Yep. No,
Best badass is the wife. She's the best badass.
Oh yeah, she is amazing actually. Yeah.
She does. It's like, is it Hong Kong Fooey where like it's Hong Kong Fooey thinks he's the hero, but actually it's the cat that's helping him. It does everything. Yeah, I'm sorry. Chon Wang's wife is gone.
I'll accept that. Best team, I put Roy and John.
Yeah.
Cool. Biggest bell end, I put Calvin, the kind of lawyer guy. He convinced her to leave her Forbidden City.
Oh, Andrews. I thought it was just called Andrews. Yeah, definitely. Well, actually, for biggest bell end, I had the one in the church as the biggest bell end. Wait for it to land. Chris will eventually get there.
He's going to get there.
They'll get there. There we go. He got there.
I was thinking of an actual bell end walking across the screen. I was like, not an actual bell end. So
well, Andrews is right though. I think
best villain, Lo Fong. No, worst villain. Sorry, Lo Fong.
You're probably right. Worst villain. Yeah. I don't have a best villain. Nobody was a good baddie in this, especially Roy. He wasn't a good baddie.
I put Calvin's as best death. The oyster to the throat.
I went Lo Fong. What the heck? Did he not get did he get crushed by a bell? What happened to him again? My seat will not stop going down.
As the bell went down, he went up.
Yeah, he went up.
I think that's better than just being stabbed.
Stabbed by an oyster.
Fair enough.
I'm good with Chris.
Yeah.
So I'm more distracted by the fact that I'm going to end up being about 4 feet tall at the end of this podcast. This is slowly going down.
Just to see the top of your hands like
this is behind you.
Stupidest character is the big one.
No, I had a stupidest character. I think Andrews is the stupidest character. I know if this is your Calvin guy. Here's your money for doing this heinous deed for me, the bad guy. Oh, thank you very much. But you're going to have to double it. Or you've just killed me. What a scenario to get yourself into. Is actually, double me the money that you've just given me. I know you're the biggest bad. I think he's stupider for asking at that point to double the money. I think.
I'll accept that.
Cool. You set my seat.
My best plan, I put Chon's piss prison escape.
Oh, definitely. It's piss short bent bar is the best plan. Yeah, definitely.
What about worst plan is the princess leaving China.
Nah, she wants to, and this guy's saying, "Here's how to."
Well, the worst plan is in trying to extort more money. When you've got a lot of money sitting there, you can just walk and leave.
Oh, clearly it's that. Yeah, if he's not stupid as character, it's definitely that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Best weapon, oyster shell.
No, horseshoe on a rope. His best weapon.
Yes.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. Is a good one.
Horseshoe on a rope.
Yep.
We like weapons on a rope here.
Comes back to you.
What special effects was Chon jumping between the trains?
There was a funny cut at one point. Yeah. I'll take that. I don't have worse special effects, but yeah, I'll agree.
Best fight, I put. Oh, this is a tough one. I want to say the bar fight. If it's not the bar fight, then it's the crows.
I think it's the crows in the river is what I had. What about you, Andy?
Cool.
Yeah. Crows 1-on-1, Jackie Chan.
Street hitting them with bushes.
Yeah, Alex, I had that one. I changed it to the bar fight for some reason. That's best good. Line. Roy, he says, "I'm not going to rest until I've pumped everyone for information."
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. As he walks into a
brothel. Best animal was Chon's horse.
Yep.
Absolutely, Chon Wang's horse. What a guy.
Best exit is escape from prison.
Yeah.
I don't have a best entrance.
No, me neither.
Good.
Okay. I guess Chon walking into the saloon and everyone looking at him, but there's better ones. The Three Amigos did it better.
Worst cop was Von Cleef.
Yep.
Is he though?
He's a marshal.
Yeah,
he's a dirty marshal.
Was he bad?
He's a dirty guy. He's a bad guy, wasn't he?
I guess he's a bad guy, but I don't know. They were outlaws, the two of them.
There's that.
There was $1,500 to catch the two of them.
I forgot about That's a slight issue.
Yeah. I don't think he's good cop either. I don't think he's best cop. I think he's just most cop.
Okay, we'll just take him out then. Excuse me. Best song I put Lagrange.
Yep.
It's not just Lagrange. I think
Lagrange.
it's just
I
Lagrange.
don't know.
But it's easy top. Yeah, I had a Kid Rock just, but I think
I don't like
Lagrange is
Kid
better.
Rock, so that's why I put
Oh.
Lagrange.
I don't like him, but his music's alright. At least his music was for about an 18-month period back then. So.
The Undertaker song is probably the best song he's ever done.
Yeah, probably right. American Badass. Yeah.
Watched Hair's Chon's like is hinders him more than anything.
That's fair, and yes, it can win. But I've definitely got the unibrow on the princess's husband to be is worst hair. But I think Jackie Chan's is more significant, so I think it probably is that. Yeah.
A best name I put Chon becoming John Wayne.
I'm sorry, Chon Wang.
Yeah, Chon
it took
Wang.
me until he said it to realize that that's what it was.
Oh,
And that's
God.
great. That's really good writing. Chon
Yeah.
Wang is great. Yeah.
Most annoying kid is the kid at the hanging, just chucking. Shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about him. Yeah,
That was perfectly good fruit as well, or veg.
I know. I'm thinking that it was really
Right,
brightly
yeah.
coloured for 1881. Like that's proper healthy stuff.
Best science is wet clothes don't break.
Yep.
Best science.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that for the rest of my life now.
Oh no,
Test
yeah.
everything
I
and
was
just
thinking
test it.
He's
Best short bar bend.
What's that smell, Chris? I've been walking around and pissing. I'm unbreakable. I'm invincible.
So my shirt's got a rip and I had to piss on it so it doesn't rip anymore.
Next time I've got a hole in my sock, I know what to
That's
do.
it.
Like you, I think you've pretty much hit everything else. I did Danny John Jules as Walton Goggins. I was not expecting to see Walton Goggins, but obviously it's a Western, so
Yeah,
obviously
he's
it's like Brian Cox showing up in anything.
Yeah.
But Walton Goggins, I think I didn't expect him to be in this at all. I had Lucy Liu's
I
underused.
thought the other one
Stewart's
looked
Cat.
a bit like John Leguizamo.
Yeah, me too. When he first appeared, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, is that him next to him?" And it turned out it was some other
That was
person.
going to be
who's-
fucking
yeah, that would have been it.
unexpected.
Worst father figure, the Emperor is
Yep.
the worst father figure, and worst kiss, Roy O'Bannon just kissing his new wife, like next to Jackie at the end there. That's completely unnecessary.
Well,
Like-
she's worse wife. She started.
Oh,
that.
definitely. Oh, undoubtedly, she's bad as well. Yeah. But that's it. Everything else you've nailed, I would say. So there we go. I think that's us. Best product placement, Andy.
I really struggled. I thought the whiskey bottle behind me
All
would have been
right.
one, but it's just a generic brand of just
No,
made up shit. So
nothing. Not
I
even
looked
like
at the bar. I
a
was like, all over the bar. I was like, there's nothing. There's
no labels.
no
Yeah.
sponsorship in this film whatsoever, as far as I
Not
can
even like the
tell.
railroad wasn't anything either. It wasn't like,
No.
oh, there's something. No,
Not even the
They did it-
TNT wasn't even sponsored by Acme or nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely think
But
that
yeah.
like they didn't get any sponsorship in this film at all.
Nothing
rare.
by any stat. I don't know what brands would be around in 1881 when you think about it, but yeah, absolutely
DeLorean.
nothing.
The name of gun. It was just a gun.
Yeah,
I'd say it was like a Smith and Wesson or whatever it was.
Smith and Wesson, but I don't even think they say gun names or anything in
No.
this.
no, you say revolver or something like that. I think
Yeah.
they say. Point 9, the moral of the story. What lesson are we supposed to learn
God,
from
I
this
know-
film?
Just go to Chris. Is going to say it again.
I'm
Okay.
not actually. It's just came ahead of. Before that was prostitutes give the best information.
I was wondering where that was going, but fair enough.
I was
Okay.
going to put a little break between give the best information.
Okay, Andy, what's your moral of the story?
Mine is just don't go to China. Well, no, don't. If you're living in a if you're living in a big, massive Chinese mansion, don't go to like the Wild West. It's just kind of pointless.
Yeah, that certainly is a moral story. For me, it must be something I couldn't fit it in. What's the moral of the story with the wife? Like the reason they survive and get by is that she's just always there looking out for
Your
them.
wife's always right.
Oh,
Oh, well, she's not more.
your
No,
wife's
right,
always got your
easy.
back.
Marry well? Is that the moral of the story? I
Or
don't
not all
know.
bitches are crazy.
Not at all. But I do think
Yeah.
was it Piss Sharp Bend Bar is
Yeah,
actually what the moral of the story is.
Fish up in bars.
Piss Sharp Bend Bar. Because like I think it will stick with me. Point 10 is the 10 points rating. Wait, 10 point. Andy, you've transferred your
told you.
unable to speak onto me. 10-point rating the film out of 10. I didn't know Chris had seen it, so I had him in the middle thinking he had seen it. So Andy, Chris, then me. Lead off, Andy.
I'm all over the shop with westerns. Some I like, some I don't. comedies like Blazing Saddles are funny. Other ones are like The Amigos, they're all right. Proper westerns, I'm all over the shop with. But this one seems to have a good balance that I could watch it over and over again. It doesn't bore me. Like Bone Tomahawk's got like it's long and boring, and it's got oh my god, shock horror scene. But this one, I don't know. There's something about this film. It's a guilty pleasure. I think it came out at the right time because I was like, well, West, Will Smith, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Shit. I was like, Jackie Chan, he's going to do something good, and I think this was the height of Jackie Chan for me. So it gets a solid 7.
Solid 7. Chris, how about you?
Other than Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan, his fighting skill is not a great film. I think I've had more fun talking about it than I did watching it. Like some of the bits I found funny, so it's getting a 4.
Yeah. 4 from Christopher.
A monster.
Halfway through, I was like, I'm really enjoying myself here. This can't miss. This has been, like Andy said, it's a mixture of everything and everything's hitting. But the second half of the film
it really drops.
had a lot of misses. Misses of like, it disappointed me a lot more. So I've gone from probably around about where Andy was to a 5 is where I've gone. So I think it's fine. I would watch it again. There's bits I remember, but I'll probably rewatch the early on kind of banter bits rather than the action bits late on, I think.
Like his fight with the crow, like that's peaked for me. Like the way he's like using cheese and shit as a weapon.
That probably was the best fight. And then the saloon comes not long after, which is a different kind, but it's also good. But at that point, personally, I was kind of fighted out. Like, it's all right, I've seen enough fights now. And that's when the funny bits, and they were getting better at that point.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm disappointed with your scoring. However, my last pick of the season, going to blow your minds.
All right, okay. Officially a 5 out of 10 for Shanghai Noon. A 5 out of 10, which personally I think is fair. Andy always thinks is low, and Chris thinks is high, probably. A 5 out of 10. Probably going to be mid-table. We've not had a high season this season. It's been.
I'm going to blow minds. My last pick. Don't you worry.
So Andy's theme was stars we've done before. Jackie Chan being the star in question this time. And I think that was a good introduction to Jackie Chan. I don't know if you're going to do him again at any point or not.
Police story, Chris. A police story. Inception.
Inception. I believe I've already incepted Chris for something recently back. I've now forgotten what it was I incepted. Anyway, we'll come on to that. Next time is our pick of destiny, where the three of us have put our minds together. So what is the best film to pick right now?
Literally 30 seconds before this podcast.
Which I came in as the only person with 3 ideas, and I've picked none of them because we've gone a certain direction.
We modified it.
Monarch, something of monsters is coming on to Apple, I think, soon. The Godzilla / King Kong spin-off series.
Apple subscription just in time as well.
Also the new Japanese Godzilla's out as well. So
exactly, that's coming out as well.
One
other Godzilla thing. I don't think it's coming to Dead by Daylight, but there's one other Godzilla thing on another. So we thought, let's jump on the Godzilla bandwagon and let's watch the Godzilla film to the three of us, I imagine. I'm a couple of years older than you guys, so I was the perfect age when this came out in 1998. We're going to watch the Matthew Broderick, Jean Reno starring Godzilla from 1998 action sci-fi.
I can't wait.
It's been a while since I watched this
film has been of legend when Bruce talks about Godzilla. He's the biggest Godzilla mark I've ever known.
I love Godzilla.
But
this film, like,
when I say this film exists.
No, I admit it exists. I was 13, give or take, when this came out. I had, probably don't have it anymore, the cassette tape of the soundtrack for this film. I was buzzing to go and watch this film, and I went and saw it. And I think I probably enjoyed it at the time. I'm not sure how my opinion has lasted since then.
There's going to be so much to talk about, including Chrissy's burial song in this as well.
Yep, she's buried. Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah. So, 1998's Godzilla to get us all in the Godzilla mood for this series that's spinning off from a different Godzilla film, but that's just what we do over here on the 10 Point Podcast. So, you all have 7 days to find 1998's Godzilla, and we'll see you next time on the 10 Point Podcast.